Hello YouTube, this is Detroit Borg, and in this video we're going to take a look at SwitchEasy's CapsuleRebel for the iPhone 4. This is available in 3 different colors currently. It's available in white, as you see here, black, or red. Now, many of my viewers know I'm a big fan of SwitchEasy cases, especially the CapsuleRebel. This was my favorite case for the 3G and 3GS. It's the only case that really held up and did a good job protecting the phone. Now, this was the Arctic, which was clear, so you could see through it. Unfortunately, they don't have a clear version yet for the iPhone 4. I expect that to come someday. But as you can see, this is a hybrid design, so there's a plastic shell around a silicone sleeve that wraps the phone. So it basically combines the best of both worlds. You have the hard shell case and the soft silicone case, or rubber, whatever the material is, which protects the phone. The only problem with putting hard shell cases directly on any phone is that it allows grit and dirt to grind against the phone itself and scratch, while the silicone seals it pretty well and stabilizes any grit so it doesn't rub against the phone. So let's go ahead and take a look at this case. I'm going to crack it open here. So here we go. We have the case with the accessory pouch inside. Looks like we have the microfiber cloth for cleaning your phone. Let's put this down for a minute. We also have the squeegee for applying the screen protectors, and here are the screen protectors. From what I understand, these are very high quality screen protectors, but I generally don't use them, so I won't be applying them. Let's take them out. And you can see they are, of course, designed for the iPhone 4's front glass. And inside we have this little paper insert we have to get out of here. We're going to take a look at that in a minute. We're going to see what they included in this accessory pouch or box. Alright, so we have a manual, user manual. We also have the dock adapters, black for black docks and white for white docks. Of course, I have a white universal dock, and it just snaps in like that. We also have a little baggie with the dock protectors and the headphone jack protector. And we have this little video stand to prop up the phone with the SwitchEasy logo. Now, if we take a look at the SwitchEasy case itself, we can see that the material is a matte finish. It's not shiny or glossy. So you can see the inside is a soft plastic, and you can see a very large black bezel around the camera and flash outlet. You can see it's quite prominent, especially on the front. Now, if we take the rubber silicone off, you can see there's quite a design difference from the last CapsuleRebel case for the 3G and 3GS. So you can see it completely wraps the phone just like the old one. So it protects the phone in a nice soft rubberized material. The frame itself is more of a frame. It doesn't have that open design on the side. So this should be a little neater. The only problem with the last case is that the sides sort of pushed down on the plastic and it didn't give a very nice even edge to it. So this should be a lot better. And just to show you the difference, you can see that it had this open-end design and with the rubberized plastic sort of sticking out on the sides. You can see on the inside there are cutouts for the volume controls and the lock switch up here. So I'm just going to stick the iPhone in here. And now we're going to stick the frame on. There you go. It goes on very snugly, so it feels really well protected. Now, if we take a close look around the case, of course, we have a very nice opening for the mute switch. It's recessed, but it's still very easy to get your finger in and out of there. And we also have the duplicate volume controls. It's a little harder to press on these than the trim case from SwitchEasy, but it's still pretty tactile. You can really feel these nubs compared to the trim. They kind of stick out more. We also have the lock switch up here. Again, very tactile, but a little more resistance. We have the cutout for the headphone jack and the microphone. On the bottom we have the dock connector, speaker, and microphone completely free. On the back we have this very large cutout for the camera and flash, and you can see this very large black bezel around it. Now on the back we have this spine-like HR Giger sort of design. It does stick out a little bit, so if you look down the middle of it you can see it sticks out. And what I like about this case is that although they use 2 different materials, they look very similar to each other. So it doesn't really look like a hybrid case at all. It looks like one case. Now there is a very ample bezel around the side, so it does provide a nice lay-on table design. The only drawback with this case is that it doesn't allow the back to lay flat because of that ridge down the middle. So you're probably going to end up sitting it down on the front more than the back. Now let's go ahead and insert these protectors in the ports. So we have 2 pairs. I just want one, so let's put the access down. Of course, they only go in one way, so hopefully this is the right way. Nope, let's try the other way. There you go, very flush. And we have one for the headphone jack. There you go, and it does leave just a little bit of room for the noise cancellation microphone. And now if you put the screen protectors on the phone, you have a lot of protection. Now, this definitely does feel very well protected. I feel I can drop this on concrete without any problems. It feels very comfortable in the hand. It feels better than the SwitchEasy trim case, which has that sharp ridge along the side. But this does feel very nice, and again, that spine actually adds some extra surface area for your palm to connect with. And like I said, the only real problem I had with the last CapsuleRebel was this piece of plastic that sagged around the dock. I think this design has solved that problem. The old design had plastic that wrapped around the edge and sort of pinched the rubber around the phone and actually made it sag. Now if you compare the 2 iPhones together, again you can see that the iPhone 4 case has a complete hard frame around the edge, so it makes it a lot neater, while the CapsuleRebel on the 3GS was a partial frame. It's basically these arms came out and wrapped around the plastic or silicone that wrapped the phone, which kind of left the edge a little unclean. Again, it's not very even, so it's actually quite nice that they put a full frame on it. And this design actually contributed to the sagging chin on the rubber because the corners pushed in on it and basically bunched it up at the bottom, so this was quite annoying. The other problem I had with the 3GS CapsuleRebel was the lock switch up here. I had to press pretty hard on it. This one was also very hard to get off. In order to get it off, you had to snap the sides off one at a time. And it became such a chore to get this thing off. But this case seems to have solved all of those problems. You have this very neat edge. And I'm pleased to report that this case does not have any flash glare issues like the SwitchEasy trim case does. Now, if we look at the universal dock adapter, of course it fits the iPhone 4 with the CapsuleRebel case on. It fits perfectly. It also stays put, so it doesn't pop out like the SwitchEasy's trim case, but you can see it's kind of loose. I'm not used to seeing them this loose. I'm not sure what the problem is, but otherwise it works pretty well. So in conclusion, I'm very happy with this case so far. I am concerned that this white texture material may discolor with time, but I'll have to let you guys know how that goes later. I'm very happy with the way the buttons feel on the outside. They're a little more numb than I would like to see, but otherwise they work pretty good. There's plenty of room for the mute switch on the side. There's plenty of room for the headphone jack and of course the dock connector and speakers. I'm also thrilled to have a universal dock adapter that works with the case. I'm also glad that the cutout for the camera and flash does not cause that infamous glare issue that a lot of cases have. There's also very good lay-on table design, and this hybrid design with this silicone inner sleeve and the hard plastic outer shell provides a lot of protection to this phone. This is one case that I know will hold up over time just like the last case did. The only other drawback is that this does add quite a bit of bulk to the phone, and this ridge design back here does not allow the phone to lay flat on its back. Now, I would like to see SwitchEasy produce a different version of this case, hopefully one with a flattened spine, and I would of course love to see a clear version of this case. Once again guys, this is Detroit Borg taking a look at SwitchEasy's CapsuleRebel for the iPhone 4. Thanks for watching.